Texans do you think are all on board with letting 7 million people cross into their state illegally? What percentage? Zero. I don't care what your race or national origin. Nobody is for that. That's insane. Has the governor of Texas done anything meaningful to stop that? No. The Republican governor? He's got a National Guard. He's the commander-in-chief of the National Guard, and it's Texas, so they're all large. And they have double-stack magazines in their sidearms. You think they couldn't stop that in a week if they? Of course. Just assemble along the border. We're not doing this. What are you doing, man? Don't you have a National Guard? Why don't you seal the border? Oh, it's very complicated. No, it's not. No, it's not. If someone's trying to break into my house, it's not complicated to repel the person. Do you have a firearm or don't you?
It's pretty obvious what Tucker Carlson says he wants to see happen down at the southern border, and apparently the border of an entire country is like your front door as well as your back door of your house. And maybe you should put a Ring camera on a wall. Who knows? That's easy enough. It's all the same thing. But Tucker Carlson is speaking to a group of people who want some red meat, and of course he's talking about how they have double magazines and biggest guns than anyone else in the world. So why don't we just start shooting people that approach the border? How about that? That'll be easy. Cleanup is really just nice and trim on that. Again, but he's criticizing Governor Abbott, the Republican governor down in Texas, who absolutely has zero love for any migrants or anyone else that is looking for life, liberty, and happiness. Specifically Texans is who he is against. Here's a couple of things that actually have been going on under Governor Abbott, who Tucker Carlson is upset at. It says, from border security to sadism, report claims that Texas DPS told to push migrants into the Rio Grande. Is that deadly enough for Tucker? I don't know, maybe not. There's another one. Body found trapped in Greg Abbott's anti-migrant buoys along the Mexico-Texas border. I don't have the details of how the person who passed away ended up in those buoys or what the governor's response was or the state itself, but I get the feeling it didn't make much news because that's one of the few times I've heard about it. But still, though, there's folks like Marjorie Taylor Greene who want an even more radical change from this. I'll let you get on Tucker in a second, but let's just read this tweet. X from Green. If the Biden administration refuses to stop the invasion of cartel-led human and drug trafficking into our country, states should consider seceding from the union. From Texas to New York City to every town in America, we are drowning from Biden's traitorous America last border policies. So I guess we've asked this before, Shruzi. We got people that want to secede and they're not serious thinkers. They're just saying this for more red meat. But Tucker, how about those thoughts?
Look, I mean, Tucker's speaking into an empty room at this point because he's not on Fox News, and we know that very few people hear him. So he goes to these things. He says these, again, trying to elicit reaction. These, going into Texas and also spreading falsehoods. There are not 7 million people coming across the border in Texas, so they do these scare tactics to try and get those people riled up to think that, in fact, because they like to march to somebody's drum, that he's the drummer they're going to follow. And so again, I don't. The impact is that enough people hopefully will understand that there are not open borders and 7 million people are not going to come in, and that birthright citizenship is in the Constitution. That there will be these rabble rousers, but it'll stay exactly where it is for now.
It'll stay there, but then they'll still be upset that it stays because, of course, they believe the rabble rousers, they believe the violence, and they believe in wanting to do more as far as those things go because nothing else is happening.
And they call out people who are unbelievably conservative, like Greg Abbott, for not being conservative. And that's the astonishing part.
That's some of the most scary parts because who's next? Who's worse? They'll find them. They'll find them.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.